In the start of this part, we see Sungyun. He thinks, authority, instantaneous steps. System says, divine power consumed, moving immediately to a place within your sight. After traveling, he thinks, it seems to be around 50 kilometers, but I went that far of a distance in one go. Just as it is a place within your sight, I won't be able to overpass if there's a barrier like a wall. But when fighting, I'll be able to use counter-timing and, in dangerous situations, use if for emergency escapes. I've obtained authority with some insane abilities. He activates Flame Dragon Eye, Dragon Divine Sword Class S plus details, Cutting Force, plus 40%, Charisma, plus 40%, Magic Management, plus 40%. The divine sword that the dragon god personally blessed for the hero. Only when judging what is wrong can the dragon divine sword be fully wielded. When injecting divine power, an exclusive effect, Holy Light, can be activated. When Holy Light is activated, starlight with the power of the dragon can be formed through the sword. Upon desperate prayers, wish can be activated. When hope is activated, by offering a tribute to the dragon god, a temporary power can be granted. Against demon or monsters, exclusive effect, punishment, can be activated. When punishment is activated, all abilities will increase by 7 when facing wrongful beings. When punishment is activated, you can use the power of the dragon against wrongful beings. When punishment is activated, your magic power will not decrease. However, the relevant item will be destroyed once Challenger Sungyun leaves the 16th floor personal trial, and it cannot be consumed for other purposes other than the fixed one. Sungyun thinks, the divine sword definitely has amazing abilities, but it's basically a limited period item that can only be used during the 16th floor quest. I should use Sword Sense and preemptively absorb the divine sword's abilities. He cuts his hand and activate Truth Seeker of Blood. He kills so many monsters with blood. He lands on the ground and says, I've acquired my lab rats. He put the divine sword in the rock and equipped Burrowing Heaven Sword A+. This sword can absorb the skills of other swords. He thinks, this divine sword has 3 exclusive effects. Sword Sense can absorb 2 skills. The best abilities to choose are obvious. System says, Skill Sword Sense activated. You can absorb the exclusive effects as skills from items within the sword category. He choose 2 skills. Number 1, Holy Light S-. And second skill that he chose is Punishment S-. Skill Sword Sense uses have been exhausted. Skill Sword Sense will be destroyed. He thinks, although it is a shame that it seems like I've used a precious ability like Sword Sense rashly, it would have been a shame to lose out one of the divine sword's abilities, especially Holy Light. The power of Holy Light. It can create something stronger than even the fully charged energy from Counter Shield. And above all, it won't take as much time as Counter Shield and can be immediately used. He activates Holy Light skill and thinks, since I've absorbed it as a skill, I can use it without the divine sword too. The Holy Light attack immediately explodes there. He activates Ashen Blood and thinks, what is this? Why can't I control the direction? And then it immediately explodes. We see the monsters that he attacked before are still alive. He used the Holy Light, but this time with Divine Sword. And it works properly. He thinks, it works so well when using the Divine Sword. So why? He realized something and thinks, if I don't use magic power, but divine power to control it. He uses the Holy Light again and says, yes, it was the divine power. He attacks the monsters with the Holy Light, and it works. He uses it again and again without any problem. Now time for full power Holy Light. We see Alan is doing pee outside. He sees the beam of light going towards the sky. He gets shocked. We see Sungyun. The whole area is destroyed where he used the Holy Light. This ability is so insane. System says, Achievement, Heir of Dragon God, obtained. Special Authority Dragonization, obtained. As a penalty for the current special trial, obtaining authorities are limited. When the trial is over, obtaining authorities will go back to normal. He asks, Dragonization? System says, the Dragon God has sensed the existence of Challenger Sungyun. The Dragon God is staring at Challenger Sungyun's achievement. The Dragon God is quite interested in Challenger Sungyun. The Dragon God is offering a discipleship to Challenger Sungyun. He refuses the offer. The dragon god offers him a discipleship again and again, but he refuses the offer all the time. He thinks, I feel like I've met an annoyed deity. After some time we see he is eating food with his companions. He thinks, the dragon god. Based on the 16th floor plot, that's the deity that protects this world. But for me, who has had their life threatened by a deity before, I honestly don't have a good impression. After getting a hero to save the world, I don't like how they never give enough power to the hero. That's why I didn't use the Divine Sword exclusive effect of Wish, so I wouldn't catch their eye, and tried my best to refrain from action that would bring me to them. The dragon god is still offering him a discipleship again and again. Sungyun thinks, but here I am with another deity again. The dragon god asks why a worthless creature would dare to reject the discipleship. The dragon god states that this is a foolish decision. The dragon god states that you will one day realize his greatness and become his disciple. The god of verification says that the dragon god's persistent efforts are pathetic and is laughing. The god of darkness says that if you are rejected, you shouldn't pathetically snoop around and to buzz off. The dragon god challenge Sungyun to reconsider it and hides his existence. Administrator, Iron-Blooded Monarch, compliments her contractor's immovable conviction and feels relieved. Administrator, White Crane Swordmaster, admires her contractor's willpower and feels proud. Administrator Fallen World Soldier considers your decision as interesting. Alan says to Sungyun, I think a high-ranked demon is training nearby. Last night, I see a ray of light from a faraway mountain. Sungyun tells him that you're imagining things. Zerpa says, I once saw a paper at the Magic Tower that stated that a lot of strange phenomena occur in the vicinity of the demonic realm due to the demonic chi. It'd be best to consider that as a natural phenomenon due to the demonic chi. Daisy says, and even logically, there's no way a high-ranked demon would be training in such a shabby place like this. After that we see that Sungyun is killing monsters. Although this repeating battle does occasionally feel boring, I can use several abilities in this process. He activates the myth, Savior of the End. System says, Salvation effect activated. All abilities permanently rising by 0.07. Due to the penalty of the current special trail, all abilities have decreased. The permanent ability increase will not be applied. Once the trial ends, the increase of abilities will apply normally. He thinks, how far the scope of the salvation effect from the myth, Savior of the End goes. System says, Truth Seeker effect activated. As no follower have been found, divine power will not strengthen. He thinks, I could learn a lot from the newly obtained myth. And even what the follower that the Truth Seeker ability referred to. It seems that salvation when saving someone weaker than you, and Truth Seeker don't activate at all if they don't serve me. Everything was going smoothly. And my comrades weren't baggage during battle either. Although perhaps that was because I swept the enemy away. His comrades are standing outside the gate. Sungyun asks them, aren't you coming? Now that the demon castle's gatekeeper is gone, I think we can enter. He thinks, if something has changed, it's that now that I'm showing more and more power, their faces are hardening. They enter the castle. Alan asks him, did you actually not lose your memories? Sungyun asks him, what do you think? Zerpa says, okay, let's focus on the battle coming up for now. Drink this, Neil. It's a rare-ranked strengthening potion. You need to have the final battle with the Demon King soon. Why aren't you drinking it? Sungyun says, a sudden potion? There isn't poison in this, right? Daisy says, Neil, are you suspecting us? He says, no, I was upset. I didn't receive any help until now. To get something as precious as this is quite touching. He drinks the potion. System says, you have been poisoned by the demonic realm bog's starving demon poison. In 5 minutes, the poison will spread all throughout your body, and you will not be able to use magic power. He coughs out blood and fall on the ground. His comrades are ready to kill him. Alan says, don't hate us, Neil. We had no choice. Seeing Sungyun smile, all of them get shocked and scared. He says, to think the hero's comrades would all be traitors. How interesting. This is the end of the video. Subscribe for the next part.